Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? This is TTB, the TTB After Dark. Today is February 19, 2026. We got Prince Andrew's getting arrested. We might be going to war with Iran. More Anton Micca drama and much more, much more. But and like, share, and subscribe, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So apparently, it's gonna Benny Johnson. Jackson Crockett question Les Wexner today, apparently. And we're just gonna play this. It happened earlier today. It's the first time he's seen it. All right. Let's go. Let's read.
Did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Together?
Yes.
I would answer this question accurately. I would go to some of the Victoria's Secret fashion shows. It was very important to the brand. At some of the fashion shows, Jeffrey was there and some Trump was there. And I remember because Trump would always introduce himself to me. And I always thought it was kind of odd that he was at the fashion show because he had nothing to do with fashion. So the coincidence of them being together at an event, it could have been that, but I have no specific recollection. I never had a social or like a drink or a cup of coffee, something, that would put them together.
Okay, so just to clarify, because I want to make sure we're clear on the record, you're saying that you can recall instances potentially where Epstein and Trump were together and you were in their presence, or just
Trump.
A random scenario where Epstein may be there, Trump may be there separately, and then you would be.
It would be at random. That would be accurate if it happened, but I have no specific recollection.
Okay. Did you ever see or become aware of President Trump having a sexual relationship with a person who was introduced to him by Epstein or Maxwell?
No.
Has Donald Trump ever discussed Jeffrey Epstein with you?
Nope.
Did Jeffrey Epstein ever discuss Donald Trump with you?
I would describe it, he would name drop it. So he would say things like, I know President Clinton, or I know the Pope, or I know God, or, or I know you. It was that kind of name dropping, but never.
Yeah, try to make them sound.
I can't remember specific place. Jeffrey dropped a lot of names.
Okay. So to clarify, you believe he's specifically dropped Donald Trump's name?
No, I'm saying it could have, and I don't remember.
Okay. Did Epstein ever share any information with you about Donald Trump's sexual activities?
No.
Do you have a relationship with Donald Trump?
No.
Oh,
but you've met him before.
He introduced himself to me at the fashion show a couple of times, but I wouldn't say, hello, how are you? Like you say, met, like we knew each other. We don't know each other. He wouldn't. I'd be shocked if he remembered me.
Okay. And I know that you specifically mentioned the island that you have been to, Jeffrey's Island. Do you recall seeing any of those persons that Jeffrey Epstein would name drop while you were on his island?
No, nobody was there but Abigail, myself, Jeffrey. Maybe somebody cutting grass or something. There was a maintenance person, I think, but I don't specifically recall. I know for sure I was there. Abigail was there. Jeffrey was there.
And there wasn't anything abnormal about the appearance of the home on the island, and the reason that I asked, just to give you clarification on what I mean by abnormal, we've heard reports of people being thrown off when they walked into his home in New York because there was a massage table that was just sitting randomly in the middle of a room. Did you see anything like that when you visited any property that belonged to Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, first to clarify, when we visited the island, there was like a Pueblo building, like maybe a one room and a bathroom or something. It was pretty crummy. And the island was crummy. There were no trees, there was no sand, there was no beach. It was just, it's a kind of a peculiar thing. It was an island, but it was like a pile of rocks. It was just.
All right, so y'all don't know who this is. He's one of the founders of Victoria's Secret. He's a big time Epstein friend. There's a lot of stuff in the files with his name in it. So him doing this, I don't know if you would consider this interview or deposition or whatever. And Crockett actually had decent questions, but you can just tell from the way they're trying to link Trump into this. They really want to do that so bad. And let's see. I think I'm gonna go closer to Prince Andrew stuff now. Oh yeah. We move some things back. All right, cool. All right. So this is pretty funny. So The View. This is before the Epstein files implicated some people, and this after. So let's read.
Bottom line is this: release the damn files and release them now. Release everything.
If this does not implicate Donald Trump, why wouldn't you say release everything? They absolutely have to show us what they're all hiding. If there's nothing to hide, release it all.
But all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Because, they should just say, listen, this is what it is. Do you want to offer your G2?
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yeah.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him.
He drops like 300 names.
Yes.
And it's like flood the zone, because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe, who was dead.
Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people, because a lot of the reasons your name can be mentioned are news articles, third-party emails, contacts. Again, wealthy, famous people often cross in professional and social circles, so that's not the surprising part.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh yeah, it was all good when you didn't think you was in those emails. So yeah, that's crazy. So this is Prince Andrew. We'll get on that. I think that was kind of interesting though. That's kind of funny. Like they were really going in like, oh no, well, we need to release everything. Their name showed up. Oh, we need to have proper context. Yeah. You might need a store with proper context, And like I said, be fair about this. I'm with again having context, but my thing is they was leading to through the idea of this could politically hurt Trump, instead of like looking at this as a opportunity to like do right by the victims or whatnot, get some justice done or whatever. They went in it all the way wrong. So that's how you get caught up. Like you gotta be able to be able to ask for context, ask for understanding, instead of quick to judge and quick to like condemn. And speaking of condemning, here's the Prince Andrew story.
State, the police have arrested Andrew Mountbatten wins it. It's an extraordinary
So,
revelation
man.
and development on this story involving the Epstein files and all the allegations that have been swirling around about Andrew over the many years, from Virginia Giuffre, now sadly deceased, and
I don't know if y'all aware of this. One of his defenses when they were talking about the Virginia Giuffre, because like that's the got pictures with her at events and stuff, right? At Epstein events and whatnot. So one of his arguments is saying, hey, he cannot. He got some disorder about like sweating. He can't sweat, and Virginia Giuffre was saying that he was sweating like crazy when they were doing what they were doing. So that was his argument to say he couldn't be doing because he doesn't sweat properly. So let's read.
Since then, and certainly what's been contained in the Epstein files as released in the last few weeks. But the police have arrived at Sandringham Estate this morning, where Andrew has made his new home. It's his 66th birthday today.
That's
what
crazy.
A birthday present that is. He has been arrested by the police. Of course, the brother of the current king, the second son of our late Queen Elizabeth. This is an extraordinary development. Those of us who've been talking an awful lot about establishment cover-ups and lack of, should we say, interest by the police in what are very, very serious allegations against Andrew.
I wonder what changed, because like this is a big development, and spoiler alert, he did get bail. It's crazy, but like it's really nowhere he could really go, because like he probably took his passport, but hell, he probably would get out if he really wanted to. Part of the royal family, unless they want him to actually get done justice. But hey, time to tell on that one.
Perhaps pleased that that pressure has finally been put on the police, and they have done the job of actually looking into these issues seriously. Must bear in mind, of course, that the prince has not been charged with any crime at this point, and he has always denied any wrongdoing in relation to any of the allegations.
All right. And I don't think they let me switch over here. I don't think they said what the charges is. So this Sunrise is out of Australia.
Moment, but we're hearing he's just been released, Andrew. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. Good morning, Trevo. And yes, he has been just released. I've just seen an image of the former Prince Andrew lying down in the back of a car. The flashlight of the cameras that were waiting for him to come out of the police station, they've captured this image. And it tells you what an extraordinary series of events we've seen today. Not only the King's brother being arrested, 6 police cars unmarked, turning up at the King's residence, interviewing him under caution. And, you know, what is the state of play for him now? I would imagine we're still waiting for confirmation, but he will have been bailed to an address. That address will be the King's Sandringham estate that he just moved into just a few days ago. But this is an extraordinary series of events for the royal family. Certainly the King has moved to try and distance the royal family from Andrew today, saying that the law must take its place. And for Andrew, certainly these are very, very serious allegations that he's facing.
Russell, how does the monarchy distance itself from that?
Well, the situation for the King is very, very difficult because, you know, he is still paying for him to be housed. I understand the pressure is on Andrew to meet his own legal expenses. No doubt they will be considerable. But the King obviously has a duty of care to his brother and a duty of care to the public as well, because...
You know what I'm thinking this is? Because this came out of nowhere. I think this is more of a, hey, you better shut your ass up and sit and relax and don't say nothing type of play. It's like, if they were serious, he probably wouldn't even got bail. They would be trying to really get rid of him on some, like, give him the maximum of what is misconduct. I forgot what they call it. They got different laws and stuff. It's pretty much like 99 years in the penitentiary, in their penitentiary. So I don't know, man. I don't think he gonna. I think they're trying to get him to shut up, really, or be just out the way.
The public sense of revulsion in all of these cases and the allegations facing Andrew is very, very high indeed. So the king doesn't want him to be a burden on the public finances. But where does this leave Andrew? You know, these are serious allegations. The allegation and charge of misconduct in a public office actually has a sentence of a potential life imprisonment. And that tells you how serious this is. Obviously, these are just claims and allegations at this stage, but there are 9 police forces assessing a range of allegations relating to Andrew's conduct at the moment. So very, very serious.
That's right.
Yeah, I doubt he get like that life thing, but I think they'll give him this a warning shot. Oh yeah, and we got another arrest. Another Epstein arrest.
Well-known Democratic donor and activist Ed Buck arrested again after another man overdoses at his Hollywood apartment. Buck was already the center of protests following the deaths of 2 men who previously overdosed inside his home. Jonathan Hunt is live in Los Angeles with what we are learning. Jonathan?
Good morning, Sandra. These charges relate only to a September 11th incident in which Ed Buck, according to prosecutors, injected...
So Ed Buck is a big-time Democrat donor. Like, he's up there.
A 37-year-old man with meth and was operating a drug den, those prosecutors say. Buck was arrested at his home last night. In this case, his alleged victim, a 37-year-old man, survived. But Buck has previously been investigated, although never charged, over 2 separate incidents in which 2 men died in his West Hollywood apartment, both overdosed on meth. One of those, Jamel Moore, died in 2017, having written in a journal about his drug addiction. The final entry saying, quote, "If it didn't hurt so bad, I'd kill myself, but I'll let Ed Buck do it for now." After this latest incident last week apparently offered new evidence, LA County District Attorney Jackie Lacey said she decided to act, saying in a statement, quote, "I remain deeply concerned for the safety of people whose life circumstances may make them more vulnerable to criminal predators."
So let me get this straight. One of the biggest DNC donors is out here in West Hollywood getting people high. Am I getting that right? That's insane.
And prosecutors laid out their case in court papers, writing, quote, "From his home in a position of power, Buck manipulates his victims into participating in his sexual fetishes. These fetishes include supplying and personally administering dangerously large doses of narcotics to his victims." Now, Ed Buck is a longtime activist and donor to Democrats and has given more than $116,000 to Democratic candidates over the last 10 years, according to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. His biggest single donation recently being $15,000 to the DCCC in 2016. He will, as you mentioned, be...
Oh, yeah, he's kind of like a moderate donor in that case. It's like it's Hollywood actors and actresses that give more money than that.
Arraigned later today, with prosecutors recommending bail be set at $4 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, the family, Jesse Jackson Jr. and the family, they preparing for the late Reverend Jesse Jackson's funeral. And they had a good. I watched a little bit of this. They have a I like their messaging they doing. So here's a little bit of this.
Funerals were not for the dearly departed. He believed funerals were for the living. He believed that they were great gathering meetings, and no two life or lives in human history will have the same number of people attending their funerals, or the same people will be at their funerals, because your friends ain't my friends ain't your friends. We don't know the same people. You don't know the same people that I know. Do not bring your politics out of respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson and the life that he lived to these homegoing services. Come respectful and come to say thank you. But these homegoing services are welcome to all, Democrat, Republican, liberal, and conservative, right wing, left wing, because his life is broad enough to cover the full spectrum of what it means to be an American. We only ask people to come and be respectful in the context of the extraordinary life that he lived. Dad would have wanted us to have a great meeting to discuss our differences, to find ways of moving forward and moving together. And if his life becomes a turning point in our national political discourse, amen. We expect a grand meeting of people who are beneficiaries of the life and the work of Jesse Jackson. We expect it from the far right, and they are welcome if they come respectfully. And we expect it from the far left. Honor Mrs. Jesse Jackson. This is her request. Caricature that you've created as a media of who our father is not the reality of who we know him to be. So what's happening now on social media is a more accurate depiction of the work of Jesse Jackson, and it's happening and occurring without you. That's the truth. Because institutional media has historically controlled the narrative of who Jesse Jackson is. You've made him to be more controversial than he was. You've made him less multinational than he is. You've tried to make him someone from a side of town and not universal. And so again, the caricature of who you think he was compared to the reality of the education campaign that is taking place independent of you is what's taking place. My mother said it this way: history is going to be far kinder to Jesse Jackson than the life that he lived.
Man, look, I like that. Like, a lot of times when some people there's a death and that they closely related to like a political movement, a side or whatever, they use and if it's a Republican office especially, they'll use it as a platform for votes and stuff. And I'm actually shocked they are saying this. You know, I'm shocked but not shocked. Because here's the thing. President Trump, if y'all don't remember, he when Reverend Jesse Jackson was thinking about running for president, he helped fund his campaign back in the 90s. People probably don't remember that. He helped them with having a campaign headquarters. Like, I believe one of the campaign headquarters was in one of Trump hotels or something. He hooked them up. So yeah, they got mutual respect. That's why if you notice, out of everybody that was complaining about Trump, Reverend Jesse Jackson was pretty quiet about that overall. It makes you think. So I respect this. This is actually okay. And we got some more. It looked like I see the mannerism with her. She look like her daddy, man, a little bit like the mannerism, right?
And so it is today, while we have heavy hearts, we have buoyant spirits, because we do know where our Father is. We do know that he took one deep breath and leapt into the arms of Jesus, who carried him to the throne of God, to the grace. There is no more yes-a-boss. There is no more shaming. There is no more blaming. There is no one looking down on him anymore. There is no one who has, the criticisms don't matter now, because now he is with God. Yes, you saw President Trump give a nice tweet about Reverend Jackson yesterday, because Reverend had the genius of turning foes into friends. He said, you don't have enemies, we have opponents. But through it all, we must always speak to each other. We must keep the lines of communication open. But that's not just something that you do in your politics. That's something that you do in your personal life. Believe me, we have a large family. We've got a lot of opinions. Yes. And sometimes we do not see eye to eye. But through it all, a lot of times, but we love each other. The Bible commands you not to like each other, but to love each other. And our mother and father said, I've got these children. Everybody's not going to be right, but I'm not going to have discord under this roof. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to work it out and we're going to get along. And if we can take that from here into the rest of the world, I think it will be a better place.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let's see. Before I get on the Iran thing, if y'all haven't heard, Chicago Bears is really considering going to Indiana, but because if you know Chicago, like Chicago is like right on the border of Illinois and Indiana. Like, they're not too far away. So so yeah, oh yeah, they'll flee because oh yeah, this is crazy. Let's see what. So yeah, this is the premise. Chicago Bears is might be leaving Chicago. It's crazy because like either deal. If they would have had a deal with Arthur Heights in the Illinois, right? They would have been out of Chicago. Like they are leaving Soldier Field, which is a part of me. Soldier Field is an iconic stadium, you know, but that's gonna hurt losing and you know not having Chicago the Bears at Soldier Field is gonna hurt. However, it's probably gonna be a net benefit because I ain't gonna say net benefit. It actually sucks just because like I'm a firm believer, this is the football side of me. We don't need any more dome teams anymore. Right? I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Like Texas Stadium was cool, but I understood why we need to upgrade because like the heat is unbearable there. And then like AT&T Stadium is super nice. Like I've been like 50-yard line, VIP treatment time. It's almost that's the best experience I ever had in my life. But it hasn't made like I don't really too much care for the northern teams having domes and kind of taking away the mystique of like a Chicago game or Green Bay would never do that. That's a Green Bay, Buffalo, New England. They'll never do anything like a retractable roof because like that's actually a home field advantage. I don't even see. I would be shocked if Seattle go back to the dome because they got a distinct home field advantage with how that stadium is built and everything. So I'm going everywhere else because I could talk stadiums all day. I could talk football all day. But this is the male Chicago's reaction. And mind you, the Chicago Bears was leaving Chicago proper with either deal. So just remember that.
Is my face straight? Okay. All right. Keep a straight face here. The Bears belong in the city of Chicago. The Chicago Bears belong in the city of Chicago, right? And I've said repeatedly that the door is always open for conversations, and Kevin Warren did call me yesterday. We didn't get a chance to connect, and I still firmly believe that their best position is in Chicago, and it's evidence. The evidence is clearly speaking for itself. Is my face straight?
All right. So with that being said, Chicago Bears was leaving Chicago no matter what you have done because they want a bigger facility and they want a controlled atmosphere, controlled situation. And so moving to like I think Hammond, Indiana is one of the sites, or like Arthur Heights, Illinois, or something like that. So moving to like, let's say they go to Hammond, right? They getting it. One of the big stickler points of them leaving the state is because of the property tax rate hikes they're having. in Illinois. Hold up. All right. So Indiana just hooked them up on property tax deal in order to get that situation done. So I mean, this is a prime example of the of governments using market-based solutions to bring, because like having the Bears in your state, you're gonna pay a lot of money just for like the stadium and everything, but it would be a net benefit because especially in NFL, where your average owner gets a net profit of like what $300 million a year, no matter what, just for having a team. So like I mean, it's a profitable business. My point, and like, well, I understand, and then on top of that, how the crime have went. Like I was hearing a story about how bad Millionaire Mile was. Like Millionaire Mile is like Chicago's Times Square. Like that's where all the jewelry stores and all nine is there. All that stuff, all the good stuff is there. And now it's like what's up, Phoenix? It's a crime rid mess. So yeah. Brandon, man, he dropped the ball, man. All right, hold up. Now we're gonna talk about the Iran war, man. That might be happening. They still in negotiations or whatever going on, but hey, it's about to be crazy, y'all.
Time. The Trump White House reinforcing its peace through strength agenda overseas and here at home. Today, the president is hosting world leaders for the first Board of Peace meeting focusing on the future of Gaza.
Meanwhile, the U.S. military is ramping up its presence in the Middle East as the administration pushes Iran to abandon its rogue nuclear program. Lucas Tomlinson joins us from Washington with the very latest. Hi, Lucas.
Well, good morning, Carly and Todd. President Trump will preside over his first ever Board of Peace meeting today in Washington, focused on the future of Gaza. One of the major questions hanging over the meeting is the disarmament of Hamas and who will provide peacekeeping forces. At the White House, there's also a question of funding the reconstruction if Hamas lays down its weapons.
And will that be sort of the down payment for much more money?
You'll be hearing more about that tomorrow at the meeting. If you recall, at the first meeting when we were in Davos, Jared Kushner did provide a very detailed PowerPoint presentation for the vision of Gaza, the reconstruction and the humanitarian efforts, of course, providing local security on the ground. First, you must achieve security to get to prosperity, which is sort of the second part of this plan.
The Board of Peace meets in Washington as the U.S. military buildup in the Middle East continues. The USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier strike group will be in the Mediterranean soon. She didn't pass through Gibraltar last night. Dozens of fighter jets are heading to the region to join naval assets, including F-22 Raptors. Recall these fifth generation.
By the way, if you got military folks, like people getting those calls, they need to know call. I'm not gonna go deep in that, but. Yeah, it's getting real. We might be at war in not too near future.
Stealth fighter jets arrived in the Middle East just 4 days before Operation Midnight Hammer over the summer. And elite search and rescue assets have already arrived to rescue any downed pilots if necessary. Top national security officials met in the White House Situation Room yesterday to discuss planning. The first strikes could take place as soon as this weekend. Axios reports, quote, a U.S. military operation in Iran would likely be a massive weeks-long campaign that would look more like a full-fledged war than last month's pinpoint operation in Venezuela, sources say. Iran has said it will hold joint exercises with Russian forces in the Gulf of Oman. That puts those forces just a few hundred miles away from the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier strike group on station in the Arabian Sea. Now, today, the Board of Peace meets. In the days ahead, guys, the potential for war with Iran exists. Carly, Todd?
Yeah, and Iran and Russia conducting these exercises together is, of course, no surprise and very telling. Lucas Thompson, live for us in Washington. Lucas, thank you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go in deep in that. That's on Fox News and stuff. But like, yeah, a lot of people getting those calls and stuff, man. It might be going down, pray for the nation, pray for the country, and people who serve, man, because like this get real, and like this could, and then again, this could be some little gumbo diplomacy. And what I mean by gumbo diplomacy, like when oh yeah, fair use, by the way. When back in the 1800s and 1800s, where what would happen, like let's say you got a village or you got a fort or something like that, they're right near the coast or whatever. If you try to take over that little area and get the resources and everything, you just sell about 2 or 3 galleons that's really like gunboats and stuff. They'll say, okay, you got till such a time, or we're gonna start bombarding. And usually, little villages that never had any like proper defenses or whatever, battlements or whatever, they gonna give up and just acquiesce to what that ship is doing, the captain of that ship wants or whatnot. It was just a way of intimidating. That's my point. I don't know if this is the case, because you have to remember there was a report back when somebody took a shot. The first dude at the rally in Pennsylvania, I forgot what that place called. They consider, it was a rumor that he was a Iranian operative or some sort of, he was getting paid by Iran or something. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. That was all alleged. But like there's a little stuff like that, like we gotta think about. So yeah, I mean, we might be at war. This might, and then I'm hearing things about Ukraine, like they are fighting back against Russia, might be taking their whole land right now. So there's a lot of things happening. So with that being said, hold up. Right there. All right, got a little bit more of this. I probably want to do about 10 minutes of this, man, because I am sleepy. And I got some news too about the Anton Micca situation. So here we go.
Let me just say this just before you answer. I think there's a line you draw in the sand when I say something because it's content. So I'm producing content here. I'm doing a show. And if I say to you, knowing your husband, wow, you look so beautiful and you're so gorgeous. Boy, I wish we could probably just go for a nice drink. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, but he's never said that to me.
Yeah, but
totally different.
He may not have used my words. I'm just saying.
No, he's never done that. Period. Like, oh, well, let's go for.
But he's called you beautiful.
Oh, yes.
And gorgeous.
Yes.
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 On the show.
Yes.
And to you, that's not a problem. Because it's happened more than once.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to make it a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Let me answer your question. So yes, he said beautiful, gorgeous, whatever. But there's not like, well, I want to take you to the whatever, or let's do this and this and that. And it's just,
well, he's taking you somewhere. Let's look at this picture. You guys were at a game when you said he wanted to take me somewhere. Now, I'll be honest, when I saw this picture, I was flabbergasted.
Why?
Because
wait.
Sure.
So go back to what you were saying, because you can't intertwine the two. So you were asking,
sure,
was he expounding on
flirt,
on the certain type of things that he says, and we were talking about him saying beautiful, whatever, but not expounding in that way.
Yes.
Now, what is your question that you're asking now? Because
I think I asked it, was it disrespectful? Did you feel that it was disrespectful? And I think you answered it by saying no, because you realize that it's content and people do these shows and they say things. And you also clarified it by saying outside of the show, that has never happened. Would that be correct, what I heard?
Right. But you use the hook at the end to say, well, he's taking you somewhere.
Well, I think you said something, and we can probably roll it back in post-production. You said something about when we go places or he takes me somewhere. And that's what made me say.
So what I said was,
yeah, you out of pocket, you let another man take you somewhere when you married, man. I don't keep a buck. Fair use, but yeah, that's crazy. Like, even wording somebody's take you somewhere when you got a whole man or whatever. Like, that's literally your man job. Or like if somebody gonna take you somewhere nice, it's gonna be friends or something like that. It's like legit friends, not outside, not opposite sex friends, but like your homegirls you've been knowing for years, something like that, and that nature. Yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, she out of pocket, man. Anton's out of pocket for invite. Like, man, look, I couldn't imagine. Now, I would say this, like, let's say you have to have third parties there. You have to have people around to be like to offset that type of tension. Cause like a man and a woman going on any type of date, no, I ain't gonna say date, but any type of function where it's like either the sports function, which I understand why Anton went and did that, because like of course she attract a woman, you could get business deals out that shit. I get that point. But then again, like the then taking a single one, I ain't gonna say single woman that's married and you married, y'all going out to eat. It not necessarily like y'all going to go get Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings or some, or even Texas Roadhouse or some shit like that. Texas Roadhouse or like some soup like foodie spot. That's even pushing. Like, if y'all just say, hey, let's go get something to eat, that's even pushing it. But then knowing her, he said, hey, get ready. We're gonna go to Bob's second chop house out here. Let's say I'm saying highest steak place over here. And she went and got fly, started looking like that, and you are married, he's married, and y'all going to Bob's second chop house where a T-bone is $55 starting out, that type of shit. Yeah, you out of pocket, man, because like that's not like a regular spot. It's not like a spot where, it's not like you going. Even like even like the Olive Gardens and stuff. Even though I like that's like lower tier Italian food, the atmosphere kind of dictates like tension, the whole nine. Like, you go to Olive Garden. That's like a first college date. Like, yeah, the vibe in there is any restaurant like that's intimate like that. It's just a weird situation for two married people to be going to after they significant others.
Because he's not adding on to the beautiful or gorgeous, saying, dang, you're so gorgeous,
yes,
that I want to take you to the whatever so we can do this.
And I thought we clarified that, because I said those are my words. That's what I said, and you did say he doesn't say that.
No,
right? And I didn't want to put words in his mouth, but I wanted to be clear. So let's go to the picture.
Okay.
Tell us about this. How did this happen?
So this was the day that we did the interview. So
the show did an interview, or just you and him?
This was my interview day.
The first day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
So this is my interview day. Because you can go and you can see the outfits, the same outfit, same everything. Now what he is doing here is he had already a business meeting set up there. So there is.
That's what he told you.
No,
correct?
That's what happened.
No, I'm not saying that's what he told you as if that was a cake bake. He told you he had a business meeting and you were invited.
No.
Okay.
So again, back there, probably like on the first level there is a area where if you have, your high roller seats and things like that, I don't know what they call it there in Detroit, but here in DC, they call it maybe the Ultra Club and things like that, where all the people that have club seats, things like that. Yeah. You have, of course, conference rooms, other things up there. And back there is where he had his meetings. He met a couple of high profile people. They were talking about sponsorship. They were talking about interviews, a whole lot of stuff.
No, I still don't think you answered the question. What I'm trying to
You
get
asked
at,
what was I doing there?
how did, because I said he had a business meeting.
All right, that's cold. That's cold. He said, I don't think you answered the question. I don't want to go back. That's cold. That's cold. That's cold.
And
Correct.
invited you,
Correct.
and you said no. So you didn't fall out the sky. They didn't open up the dome, and you came down on a harness into the meeting. So what I'm saying is
hold on. Ask your actual question.
So this is what I'm saying. The interview is over. The one-on-one interview is over. Correct?
Correct.
What does the conversation sound like to invite you to come here?
Okay.
Because I said you were invited and you said no.
Okay. So no, that's not what I said. But
we're gonna play it back.
Nevertheless, so again, he had business meetings there, and he said, well, I got a couple meetings at the game, and these people I think will be good for you to meet. I said, sure.
And you were the only one from the team that went, or were there other people? I know you were on the interview.
I wasn't at a team then.
No, I'm saying the interview was his staff, his production. Like you have camera people, producers, etc. So the production is over. Did he not only apprise you that he was going and invited you, were there other production people?
Well,
because we all have gone out together after production.
Notice he said we, as in the whole crew, not just one person or element of the crew. Just He pointed out like, hey, this is how regular things happen.
Right. Well, again, you have production people and everything, all that other good stuff. Anton does everything himself.
Yes.
And I do mean all of it. Unless sometimes, like if he has something else going on, there may be another person there because they maybe have to help him with something else. But if it's only like one thing that he's doing outside of his own videos,
sure,
it's only him.
So his wife wasn't there.
At this one, no.
Right. So you flew out for an interview.
Flew out.
You went to his studio or place of production. Y'all did an interview, and it's just you guys. Correct.
So I flew to Detroit. Got to the hotel. Okay. Got to the studio.
He booked a hotel for you. The location.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Why is he booking your hotel? No, I might be sleeping. I'm not understanding this one bit.
Got to the studio. His wife came past the studio. That's when I first met her.
Sure.
But she did not stay.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and I'm not trying to be too investigatory, but it gives foundation. How far is the hotel from the studio and from his home, if you knew that?
I've never been to his home. So
well, you don't have to go to a person's home.
You said from his home, so
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know that. Okay, fair enough. From the studio. Give or take 5, 10, 15 minutes or more.
I say maybe 10 or 15.
Okay, 10 or 15. So then he says
it's all downtown.
It's all downtown. So he says, hey, I got this business meeting. I'm going to this game. Would you like to go with me? And obviously you said yes, because you weren't forced into going.
I got this game. I got this meeting.
I have this meeting. Okay, so if I'm looking at this picture, are you all on the floor at a basketball game?
Correct. That's
okay, at a basketball game.
Correct.
So you went to a basketball game.
I might do a fish fry. We just gonna go through this and power through this, man. This is giving me a headache. Like she's irritating me now. It might be just sleeping. I ain't gonna hold you on that one.
Did you watch the game?
No. This picture right here, we probably sat on this court maybe 10 minutes.
Oh,
we
I
were
see.
in the back.
So a meeting, and then y'all just went on the floor to take a picture.
No, we just went on the floor and we sat there maybe 10 minutes. And then they had their,
sat there 10 minutes to watch a game for 10 minutes?
He wanted to see a little bit of the game. Sat there maybe about 10 minutes. The quarter ended, went right back to the back.
Okay, and was his wife invited with you guys to the business meeting?
I don't know if she was invited or not.
Was she there?
If she was there, no.
She was not there.
Mm-mm.
Okay. In that moment, did
Mm-hmm.
you feel awkward?
No, because I was there for a meeting. So
But you had nothing to do with the meeting, right?
Let me finish.
Sure.
I was there for a meeting, right? So he's already having his business dealings, whatever he's going to do. You're in business, you're in this crowd.
Sure.
You absolutely understand that there are networking opportunities. If I know so-and-so and I bring you with me
Sure.
and so-and-so sees you,
Correct.
oh, you can make networking opportunities. And you also know that it does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen in offices.
Correct.
It does not happen. You can be at the golfing, you can be at the NBA games,
Correct.
all types of things. So again, kind of like just like the thing we were talking about with it just being the fact that it's just that person that is the business entity. I also think that when people don't know business or people have never experienced what it's like to network, especially with people that are upper echelon, they don't understand that these things don't happen in just offices. These things don't happen in a particular place. So there are a lot of high rollers and business people. Like there were people there that were part of the NBA.
Sure.
The guy that owns the actual arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
All there.
Yeah.
All the mayor, like all there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, the former mayor.
The former mayor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the difference.
All right. I'm pausing here. I am sleepy as hell. It finally caught up with me. We got over 50 minutes. Y'all like, share, and subscribe, and I appreciate y'all being here. I'm about to lay it down because I'm about to doze off on this because she is talking my ears off. So like, share, subscribe. Salute to everybody showed up. I really appreciate y'all and thank you.